Okay guys, so let me explain to you. I'll talk about it from energy point of view as well as what happens normally in a new relationship, what can happen. When I do their energy reading, I get to know that they are not going to break up or anything. They will actually be in quite a strong relationship. Again, I know that there are things that Niharika has done in her past, but she was growing up and everybody has made mistakes. People are judging them. So they shared these two videos online on the Instagram platform, the Reels, and those were shared after Niharika said she's single. It happens in a lot of couples. They fight, and after fighting, they say these things that, okay, I'm not going to talk to my person anymore. And they break up many times. In all relationships, in all couples, these things happen because relationships are not always easy. It's not a bed of roses all the time. People fight, people have arguments. That's how relationships and marriages are formed. And in both their cases, they have been in relationships before. Especially Sorab was in a very long-term relationship, but his breakup was quite public. And his bond with Niharika was also very public. Everyone sins on this planet, but people are very fast to judge others. In fact, they never knew that they would have a situation like this. Both of them were quite surprised, and both of them, maybe they did think that they will get involved with somebody, but they were not so sure about the relationship aspect. And that's why when their relationship started out, it looked so organic and people started shipping for them and people started liking them a lot. Their song was such a huge hit with like the highest number of views so far. If you compare them with any other Splitsvilla couple, they are really loved by people. But normally what happens is that people want relationships to always be a bed of roses and hunky-dory and very nice and very smooth. I feel the same for some other couples also, that currently they are all distracted. They were in a setup where there were no distractions for everyone, but whatever they had was very real. The connections were very real, and some of them had an image even before they came to the show. There were things, there were feelings, and there were emotions that were genuine for some people. But once they stepped out of that situation, and here by situation I mean the cast and the crew setup and being in a kind of solitude. It's not a perfect solitude situation, but they were disconnected from the outside world. They were continuously shooting, they were busy in the show format. There's nothing and nowhere to go, even though there were so many people, so many good looking and attractive people around them. But once the union was formed, most of them were looking at their connections. And yes, there was some kind of selfishness. Yes, they were focused on the career aspect. Yes, they knew that they're gonna get fame. All of that was there. But still, I would say in case of Niharika and Sorab, things were a lot organic, and they both were kind of very honest about their feelings for each other. Whatever they were doing otherwise, I'm not going to talk about it here, but whatever they had with each other was honest. So yes, there can be fights and arguments and debates and even those tiny breakup sessions or breaks that people take, but they will keep coming back like this and they'll keep sharing content. So if you like them, then according to me, they'll have more stuff to offer to people who like them. And those who are getting pissed off with this, maybe you need to be in a relationship situation like that, in a marriage like that or a relationship like that. Personally speaking, I think this is how most long-term relationships are. You might think that it's going to get over for an hour, you might think like that, for the whole evening, for the whole night you'll think like that, but very soon, and that soon is not very long, that gap is not very long term. Usually it's overnight, or usually it's a week max to max, or 3 days, 2 days, but still there's always communication. Even husband wives, they fight a lot and they always come back because that's how it is. And this happens with family members also. With the platonic bonds we have, you can fight with your mother and father, you can have a fight with your sibling, you might not talk to them for a couple of weeks also. Sometimes you don't talk to them for 2-3 months because you're angry, but you're in the same environment, you know about each other, what they're doing, you're talking to each other's friends, or you're talking about them, and then eventually, over a holiday or some festival, you bond again, or you just simply forget about the fight. So this is what happens with a lot of romantic connections also. In many ways, platonic relationships and romantic relationships, they all last so long. I'm talking about the long-term connections. They last long because there is this natural thing, that you can fight and then you can patch up. You can fight and you can patch up. So makeup and breakup happens all the time. It's not a big deal.